Let's get more on the hearings into Benghazi that are going to be happening this week. California Democrat Congresswoman Karen Bass sits on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, which will hear Secretary Clinton's testimony on Wednesday. She joins me live now. Good to see you. Always a pleasure, Congresswoman.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Both the Senate and the House are going to hear from Secretary Clinton for the first time on Benghazi. What do you want to hear from Secretary Clinton?
Well, first of all, I think, number one, it's going to be good to see her and wish her the best. I'm glad to know that she's feeling better. But I have to tell you that the State Department has already put out a report that's identified 29 areas of recommendations. And we did have a hearing on Benghazi just a few weeks ago. She wasn't able to attend for obvious reasons. But one of the things that her representative said, and I know that she will reiterate, is that the State Department is already underway implementing the recommendations. They've accepted responsibility. They've identified their areas of weakness. Now, our responsibility is to make sure that the State Department has the resources they need to make sure that our diplomats around the world are safe and secure.
How aggressively, how publicly do your colleagues, do they plan to continue this investigation into the president's second term?
Well, I certainly hope that they are finished with it, because I think that this is an issue that really should be put to rest. Again, the weaknesses have been identified, responsibility has been accepted, so what more do you need? I think the reason why we're having the hearing now is because Secretary Clinton was not available before, and I do hope that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who questioned whether or not she was really ill, I hope that they will be prepared to apologize to her, frankly, on Wednesday, because that was rather shameful, frankly.
FBI Director Robert Mueller in Libya Thursday. Does the committee plan to hear from Director Mueller on the investigation into the attack as well?
Well, I don't know. You know, the House Foreign Affairs Committee has just been reconstituted. And actually, when Secretary Clinton attends this Wednesday, that will be our first full meeting. We have a new chairman of the committee from California, a Republican friend who I respect a lot, Congressman Ed Royce. And so we will see whether or not this will bring things to conclusion or whether this will be an issue that's continued to be drawn out.
Congresswoman, how would you characterize the president's foreign policy heretofore? The Obama doctrine is what it's been pinned by folks like me in the media. How would you describe it?
Well, I think that the president has had an outstanding record when it comes to foreign policy. And it's interesting because if you remember 5 years ago, you know, or right after he was elected, before the inauguration, everybody was questioning, given his experience in foreign policy, and they were really questioning his ability to handle U.S. foreign affairs. And I think that he has certainly shown, first of all, we do have a new image in the world. That's not to say that there's not problems and issues that need to be dealt with, but the way the United States is viewed internationally now compared to 6 or 7 years ago is a drastic difference. And as a member of Foreign Affairs, I do travel internationally quite a bit, and so I do know that that's certainly the case.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, Democrat from California. Congresswoman, thank you so much. Do appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.